Hi, I'm Louise. I'm your marketing specialist. So welcome to my Facebook Live on my business page at Your Marketing Specialist. So today I'm going to be talking about some of the changes that have been happening with Facebook, some of the things that they're testing and some of the changes that are rolling out. So what I'm going to do is do that horrible thing where we wait a couple of seconds, minutes for people to come and join us as the live notification goes out. I'm just going to tag a couple of people who I think might be interested in hearing about this because they posted in my Marketing Lounge group over the weekend. So I know this is really annoying for anyone who is watching the replay. So bear with me a second. Not letting me tag people because I'm on my page and not in my group. Okay, so you're not getting tagged. I'll tag you in the replay later. Okay, so what's happening with Facebook changes? Well, first of all, Facebook are always changing things, continually changing and testing different things. It's one of the really big annoying things when I do Facebook training because sometimes what I can see is different to what the people that I'm training can see, and that can be different for two people sat next to each other as well. Things can change on different devices. What you can see on your mobile, what you can see on a laptop or a Chromebook or a MacBook can all be different. Depending which country you're in, things that you see can be different. And once they've tested something and then they roll it out, quite often they might start with rolling it out to verified people and pages first, so those people that have got more of a celebrity status, before then us regular folk get the update. Sometimes it seems like it might be alphabetical because somebody with a surname above mine might get it first. Other times it just seems completely random. So I don't know how the testing algorithm works and how they roll things out. But basically what's happened over the weekend was that there were quite a few posts being shared and articles being written about the death of Facebook pages for small businesses. And this was off the back of the Explore feed. So what Facebook have done is created a second feed, and you can access it through a little rocket ship, and it's called the Explore feed. Now this has been around for quite a few months because Claire posted about it in the Marketing Lounge group that she had it, and we all went and had a little look, and we've had it on mobile for quite a while. Some people had it on the top bar. Other people, you access it in a different way. So let me see if I can just show you on my phone where I can see it. So I'm on an Android, and what I've got is this hamburger menu on the end, and when I scroll down, you can see then that there's an Explore feed with the rocket icon. And basically what this is a feed of pages. Now these aren't pages that you follow, these are pages for you to explore. So they're pages that are similar to the pages that you're liking and following. And there's no advertisements in this feed as of yet. Now what's happened is this has been tested, and some of us have had it longer than others, and it was rolled out over the weekend so that now all countries have got it, that you've got it in you've got it on mobile and on laptop. Woohoo! Hi Juliet, thanks for joining. So I'm just giving an update of the changes to Facebook. So I don't know if you saw some of the posts flying around at the weekend that were the death of Facebook pages for small businesses. And there's people out there saying that the Explore feed is that all page posts are now going into the Explore feed, which is not true. What's happening is that in 6 countries, Sri Lanka, Guatemala, Colombia amongst them, I can't remember the other 3, they're testing no page posts in the main feed. So in your main feed, all you would see is posts from your friends and family, which sounds amazing, doesn't it? I mean, that's why we're on Facebook in the first place. And so they're testing this with the Explore feed. Now, what happened over the weekend was some of these articles went out saying about the Explore feed launching. I think there's a rumour that some of it was a bit of a PR stunt, to raise the visibility of the Explore feed being launched. And there's also been a message from Facebook to say that these tests that are happening in these 6 countries are in test phase and they're not being rolled out. So that's quite interesting. So I think there's a combination of maybe some of the information being wrong or misleading, and also maybe a bit of a misunderstanding about what the Explore feed is. So I've been looking through my feed. I am still seeing posts from pages in my feed. I'm typically seeing pages that I interact with, so posts that I've already liked, shared or commented on. So in particular, Juliet, you'll be glad to know I see a lot of the choice therapy posts because I tend to like and interact with those page posts. Now, what I am seeing on some pages is a decline in reach. So we're putting those posts out there and it's a bit tumbleweed, 1 or 2 people commenting or liking, and a very small proportion of people are seeing the posts. Now, this is not new news. This has been happening for years. Gradually, the reach has been declining. So long gone are the days where you can set up a Facebook page for free and get loads of traffic and loads of traction. So yes, Facebook wants you to pay to play. Facebook wants you to advertise and to boost posts. And the organic reach is declining. So I read a figure that said it's about 5% of people are typically seeing page posts. Now, if you only got 100 followers, 5% is really small. Even if you've got 1,000 followers, 5% still isn't a massive amount of people that have got eyeballs on your posts. So like I said, this is not a new phenomenon. And what I saw over the weekend was a lot of people panicking that people are no longer going to see their page posts, when the reality of it is probably 5% of people are seeing them anyway. And the way that the algorithm works is Facebook uses lots of data to analyse your post, and it says, we think this will be interesting for X amount of people. And then if it's liked and interacted with, it will then show it to more people in the newsfeed. It does this with your friends' posts as well. So quite often you might see a post where it's something that happened yesterday and you're like, oh, if I'd have known that, I would have gone to that or joined in that or watched that or whatever it was. And you're like, oh, it's too late. And it's because of the way that Facebook then decides that this is interesting to people. So we know that things like having images in your posts make things more interesting, asking questions, having videos, especially live videos, get more views. So those are some of the small things that you can do for your page. Now, the other thing that I've been thinking about really is, you know, in this day and age, what do you get for free? Very little. And actually having a Facebook page can help with your SEO. So when you Google yourself, if your website comes up, your directory listings come up, your Facebook page comes up, your Instagram, your other social media feeds come up, then that's one benefit of having a Facebook page. The other benefit of having a Facebook page is that, especially if you are tagged on Facebook and somebody wants to come and check you out and you've got all of your information on your page. So actually there's an opportunity to use your business page as a directory listing almost. So you can list your products and services, you can have videos, you can link your social media accounts, you can even integrate your online shop. Depending on which products you sell. For example, you can't sell alcohol through Facebook, but lots of other products you can sell. You can list your events. There's different ways. You can start building your newsletter list. And really, I mean, this is what my main message out of this really is, that don't put all your eggs in one basket. So these people that are freaking out and panicking that people aren't going to see their Facebook page, Facebook really should just be part of your overall marketing strategy. So you shouldn't have all of your eggs in the Facebook basket. So make sure that you are collecting people's email addresses. Ask people for them. So, you know, again, Juliet here, and we did an event on Friday. Lots of people were collecting email addresses, dropping business cards into prize draws. You can do it that way. You can do different opt-ins or downloads. When people purchase from your website, you can ask them to give you their email address. That's just a couple of examples of how you can stay in touch with people without relying on your Facebook page. Now, one of the other issues that came up was about advertising costs. Now, in particular, the article that I was reading said that the cost per action cost was going to go up. So this idea was that now the only page posts that are going to be seen in the newsfeed are sponsored posts, which we've already talked about, and that's not true. But Facebook is becoming pay to play, so it is becoming more and more popular, especially for small businesses, to advertise. Now, as with any advertising, there's only a certain amount of advertising space. So if you think about Facebook and you think about the newsfeed, you will only see so many adverts in your feed, which is good from a user perspective because we don't log on to Facebook to just see adverts, do we? No, we go on to see what our friends and family are doing. Sometimes you do want to interact with content and learning and brands and people that you follow, but not many of us pick up our phone and go, oh, what am I going to be sold to today on Facebook? That's not how we interact with it. So there's a limited amount of space. Now, actually, Facebook reached its saturation point in the summer. So it's been looking at different ways of advertising, which is why it's opening up messenger advertising. I've also heard that there's going to be coming adverts in videos, so that includes live videos. So they're looking at different ways that they can monetize through adverts without cramming all of those ads into the Facebook feed. So although these tests are going on in these other countries with the Explore feed without adverts, that's not to say that that's going to be the thing that gets rolled out, because if there's a second news feed, then that might provide a second platform for adverts too. Oh, hi Claire, thanks for joining us. We were just talking about you earlier because you've had the Explore feed for quite a while, because you raised it in our Marketing Lounge group that you'd got it. Now, I don't actually know anybody who is actively using the Explore feed. I had a quick look and it was, like I said, some pages similar to some pages that I follow, and actually I would rather engage with the content that I'm seeing from the pages that I chose to follow in the first place. Okay, so back to adverts. So the way that Facebook advertising works is that you tend to bid. You're bidding, essentially. You are bidding based on the demographic information that you put in, and you're bidding for that audience, as well as also bidding for space in the newsfeed. Now, a really popular audience is kind of women 35 to 45, potentially that are interested in yoga. This is quite a hot market, so actually it might cost you more to get in front of that audience than it would cost you to get in front of, let's just say, 20-year-old men. I don't know why I said 20-year-old men, but I did. So the cost will vary depending on your audience and how many people are competing for that same audience and that same advertising space. The cost per action can actually depend on how good your advert is, so how relevant it is. So Facebook will give your advert a relevancy score. There will also be metrics like if people are liking, commenting and sharing your advert. If your advert is getting engagement, Facebook will rate it as a better advert and it will show it to more people for the same cost. So what might be happening is you might have a marketing budget, an advertising budget that you can spend, and you could spend that same budget and not reach as many people. So your cost per click might go up. So there's still things that you can do to keep your adverts relevant. There's also ways of reaching better, warmer potential audiences. So you can do things like upload your mailing lists. So we were just talking a little bit earlier about not putting all your eggs in one basket on Facebook and collecting people's email addresses. So getting people to sign up, whether it's on your website or at events. You can even integrate, so I know you especially can with MailChimp, you can put a MailChimp sign up form on your Facebook page. I'll drop a link in the comments into mine. You can see what that looks like. Once you've got an email address, you can then target adverts to people with those email addresses. You can target people who look like the people on your email list. So certain demographics and things that they're interested in, Facebook will go and find people who look similar to that audience. Something that I find quite exciting, because I'm a bit of a geek, is using the Facebook pixel, so you can actually target people with adverts that have visited your website. So you're not always relying on this cold traffic. So on Friday at Juliet's event it was an expo for therapists, and I did a presentation on keeping your customers. And talking about how that warmer audience, so people that have already heard about you, that already know about you, they take less, I won't say less effort, but actually what I mean is that quite often what we do is our cold traffic, we want to attract more people to us, and so we put a lot of time and energy into this mass marketing, so these broadcast messages, so putting out posts on Facebook, sending out generic email newsletters to people, doing these adverts to try and get new people in, when actually we've all got some golden nuggets in our business that's our existing customers, because you don't want to attract people in to buy from you if you're not already selling. So once you've made some sales and you know that you've got a product or service that works, that people want, then these people can keep coming back to you, because unless, I know that there are some businesses where you wouldn't get repeat business, and you could go after maybe some referral type business, but a lot of businesses, people are still going to have that problem or issue or need that they came to you in the first place for. So using things like the Facebook pixel to retarget and re-advertise is one way of not relying on trying to attract new customers. And this is the thing, actually, there was all this panic about people not seeing content on Facebook pages, and this idea of it, and it's the reach. Now, a lot of that reach comes not just from the people following your page, but from their friends as well. And I think that's what some of this panic is about, that more and more people aren't going to find you. Oh, hi Victoria, thanks for joining. So I don't know how much of this more I'm going to repeat or just ask people to replay it from the beginning, because I've been going for about 15 minutes now. My mouth's getting a bit dry, so I might just do like a bit of a summary of some of the things that we've talked about. So I'm just checking my notes to see if there's anything that I haven't covered yet. So I will just do a little summary for people who've joined us later. And if you've got any questions, please drop me a question in the comments. So over the weekend, we saw some posts and some articles being sent around about the death of Facebook business pages because of the Explore newsfeed. So the Explore newsfeed has been around for a while. It is a feed for you to explore and discover new content, and it's typically page posts from pages that are similar to the pages that you follow, or they're pages that are typically popular with your friends. So it is a bit difficult to access it. So I was showing people on my Android phone. The way that I get to it is through the little hamburger menu, and then down we can see the Explore feed and the rocket around here somewhere. I don't know if you want to see, get a feeling for what I can see. Okay, so here we go, rocket feed. And so none of these pages, I don't follow any of these pages, but the Facebook algorithm tells me that I might be interested in this content. Now what's happening is that in 6 countries, Facebook are testing moving all page posts to a second feed. So the uproar is then from the business pages that no one's going to see our business page posts. And then kind of from a usability point of view, you kind of go, woohoo, I can now see all the posts from my friends and family. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that why I'm on Facebook in the first place? Now this is a test. I follow Mary Smith, who is a Facebook expert. She has direct access to the Facebook team. She has been notified that this is a test in these 6 countries, and it's not been rolled out. Now Facebook are always constantly changing things and testing things, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and then rolling things out. So I was saying, you know, quite often when I do my Facebook training, what I can see can be different to the people that I'm teaching. It can be different for the people sat next to each other. It can be different whether you're on a mobile or a laptop or a Chromebook or a MacBook. It can be different if you're a verified user, if you've got celebrity status, or if you're just a regular user. I'm not quite sure how they roll things out, in what order, who gets what when. Different countries get things first. So if you remember the reactions when they came out, so the like, love, hate, they were trialled in Ireland. I think it was Ireland and Portugal. So Facebook is continually changing, and so this panic really just teaches us we have to adapt for what Facebook is going to do next. So whilst this change might not be happening now, we definitely are seeing a decline in organic reach on our pages. So more and more Facebook is wanting to monetize. It is wanting you to do adverts. Now, my advice on advertising is to do an advert in Ads Manager where you can select your audience. Don't rely on boosting posts. I don't know about you, but I probably get about 3 messages a day for the pages that I manage, telling me to boost a post because it'll get so many eyeballs on it. So I think I had one today that said 250% more people are attending an event near your business. You should boost a post. And that's not actually the strategy that I'm taking for this particular page. And that there's smarter ways. So we were talking about the cost per action, the cost per click on an advert going up. So you can be smarter in the way that you choose your audience. So uploading your email lists. I'm counting things off on my fingers and realizing that my hands aren't high enough up to do it. Yeah, your email lists, using pixels on your website to target traffic that's visited your website. Oh, hi Kate. Oh, thanks so much for joining. I'm nearly at the end. I'm just doing a summary. So there's smarter ways you can advertise. Making sure that your adverts are relevant, that you don't have too much text on your image is still quite important, even though it will let you put the advert through. You don't have to increase your budget. You can still use the same budget. You just might need to be aware that the amount of people that see your advert might be lower, so you can factor that in to your planning. Making sure that Facebook is part of your wider marketing strategy, so you don't have all your eggs in one basket. And if we do ever hit this point of this zero reach, Facebook pages are dead. They're not dead, but you could strategically use your page differently. So things like using your page for SEO. So when somebody Googles you or Bings you, I don't know if that's a thing, but there are other search engines available. Somebody searches for you and your website comes up and your Facebook listing comes up and your other social media profiles come up and any directory listings come up, then that's a benefit for you. Lots of people are on Facebook if your target audience is on Facebook. If you're in a lot of these groups, so I'm in quite a few groups on Facebook, I get recommendations and referrals and I'm tagged quite often. So people will come and check out my Facebook page. People are more likely to do that than they are to come and look at my website. So having eyeballs on your Facebook page means that you can use it like a directory listing. And for now, this is free, so you can maximize it. Make sure that you've got your up-to-date about information on there. Make sure you've got your products and services listed on there. If you sell online, you can integrate your shop with it. You can integrate Instagram and Twitter. Your email sign-up forms, you can get people to sign up for your emails directly on your Facebook page. So there's lots of things that you can be doing that's not necessarily just churning out post after post that no one's seeing. So I'll just remind you of some of those stats about Facebook reach. It's typically about 5% of your audience. Facebook decides how interesting it thinks your post is going to be. It takes things into account, like if it's a video, if it's an image, if it's a link to an external website, and then decides how many people it's going to show. Depending on the amount of people who like, comment or share on that post will then depend on how many more people Facebook decides to show. So hopefully I've covered off a lot of the main points that people were concerned about. So not all page posts are going to move into the Explore feed. We are still seeing them in our natural feed, in amongst adverts. You might find that your ad costs, not that your ad costs go up because you still set your budget, but you might see that you're not getting as big a bang for your book. You might decide that Facebook is no longer the place for you to do business and that you're better off on a different platform. And also just to be aware that things are always changing when it comes to Facebook. So if anybody has got any questions, please pop me a comment in the comment box. If you need some support with getting to grips with things that are changing on Facebook, I run Facebook workshops. So my next one is actually coming up on Thursday the 2nd. And we'll be looking at all these things. So how to get your email sign-up form in there, how to integrate with Instagram and your web shop, and making sure that your about information is up to date, strategically using your cover image and your call to action button. We'll be looking for Sally in particular, who I can see has joined. Hello. We'll be looking at using groups as well, because a lot of these changes we've seen some brilliant changes for groups actually, with being able to manage members better and getting some member insights. You can link now your group to your business page to help people find your group, and there's lots of interaction and engagement going on in groups. Now, we're talking about advertising, and groups might be one of the places that Facebook starts advertising as well, because it's another audience feed to get in front of. So just being aware that things are always changing. And like I said, if you need any hand holding when it comes to Facebook with some of the technical stuff, if you want to talk about how your Facebook strategy, how you should use your Facebook strategy within your marketing, please get in touch with me. Come and join us in the Marketing Lounge, which is facebook.com/groups/your marketing lounge. You can ask me any questions in there. I hope that's been useful and informative, and I'm hoping to maybe like decrease some of the panic levels that I've seen out there on the internet. So I hope that's been useful, and enjoy the rest of your day.